Hey and welcome to this video lesson. Today I'd like to explain the unusual rhythm of the intro to Alanis Morissette's song Ironic, and then show you how you can use rhythms like this to write really interesting riffs, licks and solo lines of your own. The idea for this rhythm came to me when I remembered how I tried to explain this song to a student a few years ago. The song itself is relatively easy to play, but the intro features a heavily syncopated rhythm that beginners in particular often struggle with. However, once you've understood this rhythm, you can develop some really cool ideas with it. And these ideas don't have to be limited to acoustic pop songs. Grooves like this also work great in rock, funk and metal. First though, let's take a very close look at the rhythm using the actual chords from the song. For this, you need a capo which you place on the 4th fret. First, we play a C major 7 chord, which now sounds as an E major 7 because of the capo. In the first bar, we play the following. For the second bar, we simply move the chord up by a whole step. This creates a D6 add 11 chord, which due to the capo on the 4th fret, sounds as an F sharp 6 add 11. We now play this. In the third bar, we play a slight variation of the first bar. And finally, we play this pluck bar and end on a C add 9 chord. Of course, you can practice this entire section by imitation for as long as it takes until it works. But I'd like to show you exactly how it works using the hydrogen drum machine. Anyone who knows my videos will already be familiar with this free tool. I really like using it for my lessons, my videos, and when I'm working on demos for new songs. I've also put the download link in the video description for you. Here you can see the 4 different patterns that are programmed for each bar of the intro. First of all, you need to set the resolution to 16th notes. In pattern number 1, you can see that I placed the first accent using the stick element on beat 1. Then the next accent follows on the 1 and. However, you can tell from the fact that I lowered the velocity down here that this note is only very lightly accented. If you listen to the original recording of the song, you'll need to listen very carefully at this point and at all other points in the other patterns where you see similarly quiet accents. Next, we have an accent on the 16th note before beat 2, which is our first syncopation because we don't accent beat 2 itself, but instead place the next note on the 2 end. Our next syncopation follows on the 16th note after beat 3, and finally, we have an accent on beat 4. In pattern or bar number 2, we again play an accent on beat 1, then a syncopation on the 16th note before beat 2, an accent on the 2 end, an accent on the 16th note after beat 3, the 3 end, a very quiet accent on beat 4, and an accent on the 16th note after that. In the third pattern and also the third bar, we play accents on beat 1, the 16th note before beat 2, the 2 end, the 16th note after beat 3, a quiet accent on beat 4 again, and the 16th note after it. And the pluck part in bar 4 has accents on beat 1, the 1 end, the 16th note before beat 2, the 2 end, and then the 3 end. Now to make things easier to understand, I've added helpful picking and accent symbols to the tab from earlier, so you can learn everything more easily and understand it better. So why should you play the downstrokes and upstrokes exactly as they're written here? When we play a rhythm that consists of constantly strummed 16th notes, we play quarter notes and 8th notes with downstrokes and 16th notes in between with upstrokes. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 4 E and A. If we now remove individual accents from the rhythm, the remaining accents are still played with the same strokes as before, so that we stay in the groove more easily. I've linked my rhythm guitar video playlist here for you, and you'll find lots of videos with similarly syncopated rhythms, which will help you deepen your understanding of this type of accenting even further. I'll now play the entire intro once more at 50 BPM and then at the original tempo of 85 BPM while showing both the tabs and the hydrogen drum machine. Now let's take a look at how we can use this knowledge for our own ideas so that over time you'll also be able to write some cool riffs, licks, and solo lines like I did in the intro. For rock and metal, it's a good idea to start with power chords instead of open chords. You can let your creativity run free when it comes to chord choices. However, it helps a lot if you know how to harmonize scales. That is, how to play scales not just as fingerings, but as chords. I'll briefly show you the C major and A minor scales harmonized as chords. It's C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B minor diminished with a flat 5. All of these chords fit perfectly together because they consist only of notes from the C major or A minor scale. So you really can't go wrong here. Next, I'll improvise a few chord riffs within this scale. Later on, you don't need to place all the accents exactly the same way as in ironic. At some point, just take the concept and play around with it. This will give you much more freedom when composing. Now I'd like to show you a single note riff with similar accents. The same rule applies here as before, experiment with the rhythm. If you've downloaded the Hydrogen drum machine or if you're using another drum computer, you can always plan exactly which accents you want to play. And finally, here's a short solo improvisation that doesn't follow the intro 100%, but is played very much in this style. Things like this really spice up solos that others might play using the same old 8th, 16th or triplet note runs all the time, and they make your solos much more interesting. And that's it for this video. I hope you had fun and were able to take a lot away from it. And if you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate likes and new subscriptions. I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, bye.